welcome to our live at lunchtime. We're glad to have you with us. I hope everyone's staying nice and cool on this very, very hot day. We are doing our best to do so. Behind the camera is Alex. I'm Michelle Jacobs. And we have our wonderful equine care manager, Melissa. And we are going to use this opportunity to talk to you about how we keep horses cool in the summer and why it's important to keep them cool. So hopefully you'll have some fun, and we have a really fun surprise for the end. So, Melissa, can you tell us a little bit about why it's so important that horses stay cool in the summer?
Sure. So one of the biggest things, and if our viewers out there are local to Chatham, New York, or in the Northeast right now, you know today we're under heat advisory. We have heat index that's 90 to 100 degrees. So horses are one of the few mammals that, like humans, produce an all-over body sweat. And I know you can't see it on our friend Zach behind me, but he is a big sweaty boy right now. So, and one of the things that we do for them is you can see his coat is clipped down. So I'll body clip some of the older horses. Many older horses don't shed their coats out properly. And then some horses just naturally have like a really thick coat.
Yep.
So Zach gets body clipped, and that takes off a big layer of his hair so that he doesn't sweat as bad. And then also for him, he has this beautiful, thick, luxurious mane.
He does.
Kind of like my hair that annoys me this time of year. And it gets really hot under there, so I clip his mane off too.
That's a good idea. I know that if I had all that hair, I'd probably want it clipped, or like we have our hair back.
Our hair is back. We can pull it up even more, but unfortunately for them, they can't do that.
Yep.
So I kind of help them out. So,
Awesome.
And see what we can do, but it definitely helps him. And you don't want them to sweat too much, otherwise, just like us, they'll lose electrolytes. But I have something for that.
All right.
So down here, when it gets this hot, you can give your horses a supplement. These are called AccuLights. These are just powdered electrolytes. So they just kind of look a little bit like sugar.
Oh, wow.
Kind of see.
Yep.
And they smell pretty good.
Let me see. I concur. They do smell good.
They're nice and sweet.
They do smell sweet.
So these have all of the salt and the minerals that they need, that they lose in their body sweat. So, and it also encourages them to drink a lot of water. So we can say to ourselves, like, hey, it's hot, I should drink water.
Yep.
And for some of them, we need to give them a little bit of encouragement. So we'll give them electrolytes. And it really helps.
That's good to know. And
yeah.
So what do you mix the electrolytes in? Just
you can put it into their water source, or for some of them, if they enjoy the taste of it, I like to give it to them in their food so that they eat it. And then also, aside from electrolytes, what we'll do is we'll give them mineral blocks or salt blocks, and they can go over and they can lick at it free choice. And you'll see a lot of them, they'll lick them this time of year.
Yeah,
they enjoy it.
Definitely.
Kind of like a treat almost for them, I think.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Very nice. I actually have a lot of questions recently about mineral blocks and salt blocks. Are they good all year round or just in the summer?
They're great all year round. So even in the winter time, you really want to encourage them to drink. So, and I go back to people because as people, we can relate. So, you know, you don't get really thirsty in the wintertime. Yeah. And I know I like a hot beverage in the wintertime, coffee. It's diuretic. It's not good for you all the time. So for horses, they have the water, but it's cold, they're chilly, they don't want to go drink. So you can use electrolytes in the wintertime and encourage them to drink, which is very important that they drink water so that they don't colic.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, well, let's interject a little bit, something real quick. Let's talk about Zach. This is our wonderful, handsome boy, Zach. He is
my buddy.
He's everybody's buddy, I think.
I know.
All the kids love to see him. He's just such a good boy. He's our biggest horse here, right?
He is. He's 2,000 pounds, probably a little bit over that now, but he is the biggest equine at Equine Advocates.
So if you have not been here, you definitely need to come visit Zach. He's just such a sweet boy. Really fun to visit.
He is.
As you can tell, he's one big gentle giant. He's very interested in his alfalfa right now. That's what he's eating.
This is perfect. So someone who's watching, Dawn says, I love seeing Zach. I love seeing Zach.
Absolutely.
Everybody loves to see Zach.
He's favorite.
He is. And he always loves when we have, especially our humane education program, and which Michelle and Alex, they're the ones who guide our tours when the children come here to learn about the equines and rescue and what being at a sanctuary means. And Zach is the one who I love to pull out of the stall and greet the kids because he's just so calm, our big gentle giant. It is fantastic, and they get a kick out of how huge he is.
He's just so big.
He is. He's just
so big.
gigantic.
Now, he was rescued from a cruelty raid, right?
That's right. He was rescued in a cruelty raid, and he was, I believe, passed around to a home or two, and he just never worked out there, but it wound up being extremely beneficial for him because, as many of our regular followers will know, Zach has some chronic health issues. So him being here is one of the best things that has ever happened to him.
Yeah.
So, but he's doing great now.
Yeah,
That's the best part.
You know what I love about Zach? His eyes.
Yes.
He has teddy bear eyes to me.
Yes,
I don't
he
know what
does.
it is, but he's so sweet. But anyway, let's continue talking about the heat. So we've talked about electrolytes, how much. Now, they need 10 to 25 gallons of water per day, right?
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
So they need a lot of water.
Lots
We've talked
of it.
about electrolytes to help them drink their water. What else do we do to keep them cool, especially Zach, who sweats a lot?
So one of the things that I wanted to talk to you about and to share with all of our friends at home is the one thing that we all hate dealing with in the summertime, aside from the heat, the bugs.
The bugs.
So flies, as everybody knows, they love these horses. They like to sit on them and harass them and bite them and just basically cause chaos for the entire summer season. So I have a bunch of tricks to help keep down the fly issue for these guys.
All right, let's do it.
All right, so first off, and some of you who have come to the sanctuary on open days recently may have seen some of the horses wearing this. This is a fly mask. This one has little ears, so it covers up their ears. Some of them don't have ears, and then you can see it's got a little hole here. This is for their little forelock or their bangs on their forehead. But this goes over their face, and they can see through it. It's mesh. I kind of equate it to if you put it on, you're basically looking out of a pair of sunglasses. So it just kind of darkens things, but they can see just fine. And it keeps the flies from landing on their face.
Love it.
And if you have your little ear holes, it keeps them from going inside their ears and bothering them.
Yeah, those little gnats would be nasty in the ears.
They are the worst. And then some of these actually have a very long nose on it, so it'll go down even further. And that's great for our horses that have white on their nose and pink skin.
Oh, speaking of pink skin, did you know that sometimes...
That was great, Dolly.
I don't know if our viewers could hear that, but
Sally was just making a little noise over there. It's okay.
It's all fine. It's all natural. Everything is natural. A little gassy.
Yeah, you know.
There we
it
go.
happens. What are you going to do? So speaking of pink noses, I've heard that some horses, not all, but some horses, especially with the lighter skin underneath, need sunscreen. Is that true?
They do. They can get sunburnt just the way that we can. So, and this is very important. You'll see, like Dolly, who made her announcement a minute ago, Dolly is actually gray. So those of you who have come to the sanctuary or you see pictures of her or some of our other white horses, they're actually not white.
I know.
They're gray
Yep.
because they have black skin. But horses with white markings, especially a big blaze that covers down to their nose, all around their mouth, they have pink skin under there. And just like us, that pink skin can burn. So we'll either use a long-nosed fly mask to cover it up.
Yep.
Or sunscreen, and you can put some sunscreen kind of around their nostrils and everything, but it does wear off very easily during the day. So that's why long-nosed fly masks are perfect for horses like that.
Awesome. And do you use regular sunscreen?
You can use regular people sunscreen.
All right.
So you can put a dab on your hands and then just smush it all around.
Nice.
And it works out perfect for them.
Nice. Very nice. All right. So what else do we have here?
Oh, what else? Let's see. Well, we've got fly spray.
All right.
Everyone should know about fly spray. You can go ahead and it puts a fine mist on the horses. Helps keep the flies off, not for forever. It only lasts a few hours, some of them. But it does help, especially if you have to work with them for the vet or the farrier. Keeps them from stomping their feet, kicking their legs out, wanting to turn around and bite at their bellies because the flies are all over them. So that helps. And then for some of the horses, so we have some who are very shy and don't want to wear a fly mask on their heads. They're head shy. But what I can do is we have this stuff. It's called SWAT.
Love SWAT.
It's a fly repellent ointment. So it stays on way better than the fly spray does. You just can't slather them in it. I wish you could. It works great. And you can just take this, and I kind of give them the old, football marks underneath, right under their eyes. I'll put it under here. And then you can kind of put a smear down their legs, and it really helps. So it's especially good for the ones who can't wear a fly mask, and they're swarming around their eyes. So SWAT.
Yeah.
I was actually curious about that. How
Yes.
you were just talking about. How do you determine which horses get masks versus the fly spray versus this?
So it all depends on the individual. So a lot of the horses, some of the horses who come from, racing backgrounds or show backgrounds, they're used to getting sprayed regularly. So it's easy to go out, even when they're loose in the field, spritz them down, give them a wipe off with some fly spray, super simple. Or they'll wear a fly mask because they're used to wearing things like that. But then we have other equines who come from not so stellar backgrounds, and it's really difficult for them to accept lots of different stuff. So sometimes fly spray can sound really scary to some of them. So then they can get wiped down with a cloth, or I use the SWAT on those horses. And a lot of times those horses also, they're not big fans of the fly masks.
Yeah.
So, but we try and get them on as many as will tolerate it.
Oh, and we just had a question about all
Okay.
of this. So John has a question. Is the purpose of SWAT similar to a citronella?
Hi, John. Yeah, it is, and it can have citronella in it. Let me actually look at this for you. So SWAT doesn't have citronella in it, but yes, it does have a similar action to citronella, where we use citronella candles or tiki torches when we're outside, or we put it on our own bodies. Citronella also works for the horses, so you can also put it on them too. And it's in a lot of the more natural fly sprays and everything. It's a main ingredient to it, main component.
And there are a ton of fly sprays. I mean,
There's
you could make your own fly
so
spray.
many fly
There's
sprays,
natural
yes.
fly sprays. There's all kinds.
There's
so.
all sorts out there on the market, so it's what works best for you and your budget
That's right.
also.
Great. Do we have, before we move on, do we have any other questions out there that, no? All right.
Nothing else? All right.
Now, what is this sponge for?
All right, so this sponge.
And what is this?
And then I got, so I got a sponge here. Very simple. We all know it's a sponge. But what we can do is, for a lot of the horses, they're out in the fields, right? And there's 81 of them and only a couple of us, so we can't hose everybody down during the day. But what I can do is saturate the sponge, and we can go and wipe down the really sweaty points on all of them. It keeps them cool. Yeah. So, and the big parts that you want to hit your the armpits on them. So behind their foreleg, their chests, their necks, their throat, so where the big blood vessels run. And then for some of the horses, like Zach, who's really, really calm, I can get kind of in his groin area where other big blood vessels are. So if you keep those cool, they're called axillary points. You keep those cooled off, get them a little damp, so that when the breeze blows, it's hitting against the cool water, and it really helps. Nice. And then the ones that we can hose off, this is a sweat scraper. And this, you just run along their bodies, and it's like a squeegee that you would use on your car windows or on the car after you wash it.
Now, maybe you can help me here, because
Sure.
I've heard some people recently are saying, like, I was always taught that when you do that with a horse, you definitely use a sweat scraper to get the drainage off. But some people are now saying that that's not necessary. But so tell me, what do you think about that?
It depends, I think, on your school of thought. So a lot of times you don't want to leave them saturated and soaked. It does kind of make the hair coat heavier too, and then they have to work a little harder to internally to get all that water off of their bodies to evaporate. But if you leave a nice thin layer, so we soak him down, right? He's all drippy, and then we go and we sweat scrape. Now he just has that nice thin layer on there. It's kind of like the difference between just stepping out of the shower and keeping your hair all soaked and towel drying it.
Yeah,
so
that makes sense.
Dries a lot quicker when it's towel dried.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. I think I'll probably keep doing that.
So that's important for them this time of year.
Nice.
Is hosing them down. Some of them like it. Some of them not so much.
Yeah, some of them not so much.
Not so much.
Horses and all equines, they all have their own personalities, just like we all do. They all have their own stories and their own backgrounds. So it's important to know your equine and what they like and what they don't like, and figure out creative ways to do what you need to do and not make them nervous.
That's right.
So, so I think that covers just about everything for summertime care as far as keeping them cool, keeping the bugs away. I mean, there are fly sheets some people use.
That's right. There are fly sheets. So some horses, they can react to the fly bites and they get big welts on them. So they'll wear big mesh sheets in the summertime. And it also helps, some of the sheets are made out of cooling material, although My personal horse likes to wear a fly sheet, but even on a day like today, she
Too
goes
much.
outside naked because she'll still sweat underneath it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I usually keep her without it on days like this where we're in a heat advisory.
Yeah.
So, and also, if you have the ability and your horses spend a portion of their time, their day stalled, what you can do is in the summertime, rotate your turnout, do nighttime turnout, stall during the day. So if you have the option, like most of our animals, they live out 24/7, they stall themselves during the day.
That's true.
If you look around outside, we are the horseless horse sanctuary right now. They're all in, they're under their fans. All our stalls have fans in them, which help
Yes,
circulate
yes.
the air, keep everything going.
Even
So,
our outdoor stalls have fans.
That's right, even our outdoor
The
stalls.
horses like to be in there, especially when it's this hot.
helps blow the bugs around, blows a little
Absolutely.
cool air on them, so it's just really nice
Yep.
for all of them.
Yeah. And there's also fly wraps for legs.
They're
Yeah.
boots.
Boots, fly boots.
Yes, fly
Yes.
boots. Yep, you can put them on. They go up to the knee or up to the hock on the back leg, and they go all the way down to the hoof.
Yep.
Keeps them off of their legs.
They
so
do
that's
look a little
really
funny,
nice.
though, I have
they
to
do.
say.
They're like a vase on their legs. They taper down to the hoof, and then there's just this big V of fabric just hanging out.
Yep.
They crack me up.
They
They
do.
work.
They're pretty funny.
They work. So that's great.
Yeah.
So we have another question.
All right.
Also from John again. He's curious, how do you know if a horse is actually taking in an adequate amount of water every day?
Good
You know,
question.
80,
Yes.
80 equines here to keep track of. How do we know they're drinking enough water?
That's a
So
good question.
one of the best ways that you can check, number one, they should still be sweating. When it's this hot, and I know all these animals really, really well. So when something's amiss, I usually can catch it pretty quickly. Most of our staff here catches it really fast. They're like, hey, so-and-so is not 100%. Like, go check them out. But if I can show you, if Zach will cooperate with me,
He'll cooperate.
he'll cooperate. What you can do, can you see me, Alex? Hi. I need to borrow you, please, sir. So what you can do, John, is they have loose skin here, and you pull it back, and it should go down pretty quickly. Now, if I let go and it stays stuck up here like this, that means he's dehydrated. So you want to make sure that his skin bounces back down, all his loose skin. So that's called skin turgor, and it helps you check their dehydration, their fluid levels, basically. It's just a quick fix that you can do on your own animals at home. Go out, pinch them in the neck, boop, and their skin should snap right back for you. So I hope that answers your question, John.
We also get a good close-up of you. You mentioned this earlier. If you could talk about it again, that some horses like Zach don't shed as easily.
That's right. So
we get a little bit of a closer
You
look
can-
at. You can see where he was.
you can see
his
how
change is
how
in
long his hair is, but I clipped him down, and it's actually starting to grow back now. And then you can see his mane. This is all that's there, so it's not all big and long. But you can imagine if you see how thick it is. I mean, it's really super thick. So if it was really long, imagine how sweaty and hot that would be, and he'd be drenched. So we don't want to do that. So for him, cutting his mane off is one of the best things, and he loves it. He'll just stand in the stall, no halter, nothing, and I come in with the clippers and I can clip him down. So he knows that it's going to help him out. So it's nice for him. He enjoys it.
Any of
buddy.
the other horses here get buzz?
So 2 of our miniatures, Rain Man, who's our founding miniature, he will get clipped and he gets his whole mane cut. And then Manny, one of our other miniatures, he also gets clipped, his whole coat and his mane. So, and they both of them, really good boys. All of my boys, they all stand quietly for it. So it's a good option for them.
So perfect timing.
Oh,
Yes.
You didn't notice because we were focused on Zach here, but Michelle stepped out for a moment and Dawn
Yes.
asked, do they ever get to nibble on ice chips?
Oh,
Oh.
On
wow.
a daily basis, do they ever get like ice or frozen or anything
I
like that?
don't. I've never really given them ice or anything, but I did learn something cool the other day, and Alex knows this because I told her, you can buy unsweetened applesauce, put it into ice cube trays, let it freeze, and make horse treats. Or Michelle has some frozen delights for us today to see if Zach will like them
Yes.
that she made.
Speaking of ice,
So here we made yesterday horse popsicles.
What are you doing?
They're very simple to make. We'll put the recipe up at some point somewhere, and you can make your own if you'd like. We're going to see if Zach here would like to try some. Some
Yeah.
horses love them. some horses
Might be a
don't
little-
quite know
it's
what they
gonna
are,
be
and they're
different.
like, what is this? But we're going to check it out. So I made it with, obviously, a big, long carrot stem. There's apples in here, carrots, and watermelon. They're all cut up, and water. And it's pretty easy. Now, I've also mixed apple juice in some of them.
Nice.
I've also put
yeah.
electrolytes in here when
That's
needed.
fantastic. That's a good idea.
But so let's see what he thinks about this, because it's a perfect day to try this. Let's see if
And-
I can get it out.
Might actually
It
be.
is very hot here.
If he doesn't want it, I might actually take him up on that because apples, watermelon, frozen. It's like really hot. It might be actually really tasty for us.
I hope so. Yeah, well, that's true.
Carrot stick.
They
All
do
right.
smell good.
Look at
Smell
that! Oh my god! Wow,
Right?
that
See,
is good.
You can smell the fruit
That's
in
really
here.
good.
That's
Now this,
Check it
we're
out.
officially a cooking.
That's
channel
right.
as well.
That's right. Now this is not the one with watermelon. This is just cut up apple of 2 varieties and carrots.
That looks
All right,
fantastic.
you want to check it out?
All right, let's see.
Let's see if he'll take it.
Okay, Zach, look. He's like, wait a second.
Oh, I think he likes
okay.
it.
You don't have to take the whole thing, sir. There it goes.
I think it's safe to say that he likes it.
I think he likes it. You can see he took a nice big chunk out of it. I don't know how well the rest of this is going to
Wow,
go.
buddy.
You got to lick it.
I mean, some horses are like, what is this thing? He's like, just give it to me.
He's like, I'll
lady."
just take the whole thing. I'm just trying to watch my fingers. I don't get in there with his teeth. He dropped a piece
Wow,
of
Zach,
apple.
I'm glad you enjoy it.
I'm going to lose it again. There's
Most
a piece of
horses will
carrot.
lick it. I've never seen one just kind of just go at
That's
it.
Zach.
It's just
That's
going
Zach.
for it.
Go hard or go home, right, Zach?
Right.
Oh, my goodness.
He probably knows with how hot it is today that if
This
he
is-
doesn't go for it, it's just going to
Yeah.
melt. I mean, I can see the drips
Yeah.
already.
Oh,
Yep,
yeah, it's
there
already
goes.
It's
melting.
already melting.
But he says, this is great. So he's...
So maybe this will help
Oh,
keep
buddy.
him nice and cool also. I don't know.
I
But
think
he's definitely
He's
enjoying
just
it.
enjoying rubbing his lip over it right now, I think, because he's so
Oh.
hot. He's like, this feels great.
Oh.
Look at He's like, how do I pick it up? I don't understand.
Zach, you're so cute.
He's adorable. All right, I'm going to put it in his
Drop it.
alfalfa for him.
There we go.
There we
That
go.
way he can
Perfect.
try and eat it himself.
He hasn't even noticed the carrot stick that's in there.
I
I
know.
think maybe now.
Oh, there he goes. There he goes.
Oh, he is.
Oh,
he
he's
is.
munching.
Wow, he's got it.
Oh, he says, hey, everybody.
Say hi to the camera. You're so famous.
Here, let me move it back in your... Oh, my goodness. Let's move it back in your hay.
Well, I have something else to keep us a little cool.
You do?
I do, Melissa.
What else do you have, Michelle? You always bring the best stuff to our lives.
Take your pick. We have popsicles for us.
Oh
There's
my
strawberry,
gosh.
lime, and raspberry. Not
This
for
one
horses.
is mine. You have yours, sir.
These are not horse friendly. These
No.
are. These are the horse friendly.
That's the horse-friendly
Very
one.
healthy. It's important for everyone to stay cool because
Oh,
we
thank
can't
you.
take care of the horses if
We're too hot.
we're
That's
too
right.
hot.
Yes.
Yep.
So a treat for everyone.
Delicious.
This is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is great.
Taking a break, Jack.
He's taking a break from his ice treat, going back to his alfalfa.
I don't know. He's looking a little sleepy. Oh, there he goes. Back to the ice
He
cream.
says
Oh,
it
back
might-
to the alfalfa.
He says it might be nap time soon.
Ooh, an afternoon nap.
That's
Mm.
right. Get out of the heat of the day. Take a
Mhm.
nice nap. That's the way to do it today.
Definitely. All right, everyone. Well, if you have any questions, feel free to ask, or if you have any comments or anything you'd like to share with us, or anything you want to know, please tell us.
And we did make some other horse-friendly popsicles, and we're going to see if other residents as well. We'll post some videos of that on our social media pages, and it'll be interesting to see who else
enjoys
likes,
them,
who else
yeah.
likes them.
Yeah, who's a taker?
Because you've tried this before with your horse before, Michelle, right? And
I
you
have.
say-
My horse is very fussy. She did not like them, but all her friends loved them,
So.
except for her. So,
I
you know,
wish our buddies had a good time.
that's true. Yeah.
I mean, what else can you do?
But I was telling Alex yesterday, my horse, if an apple drops on the ground, she will not eat it.
She's picky.
She's picky.
She's picky.
Mhm.
She has standards.
She does. That's what Alex said. She does.
She is.
That's right.
Oh, question for you,
Okay.
Melissa. How
Yes.
long did it take to clip Zach's coats? How long did that take? I mean, let's get another scoop of how
I
big his body
think-
is.
I think it took me about hours, maybe?
Oh, wow, that is a long time.
2 hours, hour and a half, 2 hours, I'd say, is about how long it took me.
It's worth it.
So
Yeah.
it was worth it. It was worth it. He was happy. It was just me, a big, huge mounting block, which is like 3 stairs, and the clipper blades. And he likes sing-along tunes.
Aww.
So I had some music playing on my cell phone for him. That's
What's
what
his
we
favorite?
do. Disney.
I like it.
Ooh.
He does like the Disney sing-alongs.
He's got good taste. Good taste.
Spotify is great for Zach. He loves it. I need to make him his own playlist for all our viewers out there. They can listen to Zach's Spotify
No,
list.
this one's not for
Hi.
you. Where's your, his is buried. We should
His is
save
buried?
It. We should save it.
Oh my gosh.
Here, I'm gonna go extract.
You're gonna
it.
save it? Okay, go
Hi,
save
buddy.
it. Go for it.
Do you want
How
this?
frozen is it still?
It's
It's
still
pretty
rock
frozen.
solid.
Hi, bud. You want that? I think he does like rubbing his lips on it.
I think just because it's nice and cool.
Mm.
Kind of how I felt just holding it. It just felt really nice.
Yummers. You're so cute, Zach. You're such a cutie.
He is.
And
He's
you
a
guys
good
were
boy.
mentioning the fans earlier, so just to
That's
kind of
right.
shake that off a little bit. So there's one back there as well. So we got the fans going.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, bud, I'm gonna put this in your feed bin because it's
And there's a nice
killing my
breeze
hand.
coming in through these open windows too, right here. That's why I put it in the alfalfa. It started to get really cold.
I'm gonna put this in his feed bin. He can go
There you go. Yeah.
eat this later if he wants.
Then
Right,
you can
buddy?
roll it around, smush it up against the bucket too.
That's right.
Get a good grip on it. So, well, thanks for joining us, everybody. We had a really great time today, and we got some really good popsicles out of it. Hopefully, you have your own at home, and you can join us in enjoying these nice treats on this very hot day. And,
Absolutely.
Yeah, and you still can't have mine. You have your own.
Yours is
So-
in your feed bin. He's like, you guys are supposed
Mine
to
is
hold
strawberry,
it.
I believe.
He
Yep.
didn't have any strawberries in his popsicle.
I know.
He
I'm
says next
sorry.
time. He says, now you guys know that's what he wants.
All right, everyone. Well, thank you for joining, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, guys. See you next time. Thanks for